everyone, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
So funny, I was like super empowered. I don't think I could sleep.
Still follows the same rules, has the same characters and all that stuff,
Yes.
but it just tweaks it a little bit.
You're reading fantasy, and it's so grounded. It's so completely grounded in reality.
Rule clarification, if we both get it wrong, do we get bonus points?
Soldier Simmons, it is my pleasure to now pin you, raising you from the rank of soldier to dedicated.
That didn't happen in the books, but it was awesome.
I nailed it.
I nailed that.
I nailed it. Let me bring you comfort about Egwene. I know you haven't seen her in a month, but let me tell you this story about how badass she is right now.
That fight scene, my boy went through 5 daggers.
Everybody's flower is different. I think we learned that in the books. This is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen.
When I read it, I felt empowered. I felt called to action.
One of the best quotes in the whole series is when Gaul says, "Do you like to dance, Baron Ibarra?"
The Knights Who Say Chill,
AKA the band of really, really nice good guys.
Let a couple more drink on.
Review your saying everywhere.
I am.
Do you have a chaser should you need it?
Can I have a little bit of mine too? Yo, this is good.
Young people do like this now or something instead of this.
Oh, it's like this.
It's the heart emoji.
Don't jiggle, jiggle.
It folds. I like the way you wiggle, wiggle.
You
For
wiggle.
show. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time, the whole thing. Finale of Rings of Power. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. Hello, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. We are back after a bit of a Knights Who Say Chill hiatus to play a little D&D today. It's a tricky day for all of us, I think. We're coming off of a character party member death, and we're going to address that right away once we get started. But in the meantime, we're going to introduce ourselves, before we get started on the actual gameplay and the catching up factor. So thank you all for being here in the chat. Winespring, why don't you kick off our character/self introductions?
Well, as myself, I'm an awesome, happy, excited Winespring Cafe on X. You can find me and follow me there for all of your Wheel of Time recipe needs, and check out, that's a hashtag, What Eats. But for D&D, I'm a severely depressed Owlin rogue who is in mourning and grieving and full of anger. So yeah.
Okay. Jessica?
Hi, I'm Jessica Sedai, sometimes known as Jessica Screed-Eye, sometimes known as Shelf Indulgence, and I am also, as my D&D character in Deep Mourning, as Peril, who is a Goliath barbarian.
Tavern.
Hi, here in Tavern. I sell merch and stuff on Redbubble, and I am playing the character. Well, I was playing the character formerly known as Grim. Oh.
Currently, you
cannot
just
announce
have new guy in front of you.
Yeah, I have new guy. I got that new guy smell.
So we'll
That's
see.
what that is.
Yeah, that's what that is.
We'll saw.
That's why I'm wearing the red pants.
Feathers out for Grim.
Plucking my feathers in grief.
Oh no, she's
Birds
molting.
Birds pluck their feathers when they're grieving.
Molting.
Wow.
Notice there's no feathers. They're gone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I was
They're
wondering.
I noticed, yeah.
Okay.
Deep grief.
Dana Lou.
Hi, I am Dana Lou Who, or Zool, and I am playing Oriana Hope, the cleric who was unable to bring Grim back from the dead.
Oh.
Not so much unable as.
Oh no, I tried.
And there's a kitty back there behind you.
Right on top of
Yes.
your head,
Right
and
on
it's
top of your
adorable. We needed that.
That's Avienda.
Avienda says hi. That's so cute. Oh, okay. I am Kritter XD. I am Symphonia, the wood elf ranger / entertainer of the group. I too am in mourning, though I am more comfortable with death given my age and gravitas. But yes, obviously I was upset by what happened. And I'm excited to see what happens next, and especially excited to see who our new party member is going to be. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram. Oh, I've got a Discord where we talk about D&D and the Wheel of Time and Lord of the Rings and all of that. And I am also doing a podcast with Jessica here beneath me where we're reading the Lord of the Rings. For Jessica, it is the very first time. And we're reading The Two Towers right now. The podcast is called But Are There Dragons? And you can listen or watch on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. So you should check it out. And that's
New
it for me.
episode drops tomorrow.
New episode tomorrow. Second episode of Two Towers. So you should check it out. Okay. Now we're going to toss it over to our DM who can introduce himself and also kick us off in whatever way he thinks is appropriate after that stunning finale in our last session.
Right.
Look at me.
My name is Random Gnomon or Daniel. Some people call me by both. It's fine. I get to have the awesome job of DMing for these awesome nerds. So always one of my favorite things to do. So just love to jump into it and get to it. Would like to say I was busy doing DM stuff as we were getting ready. Kritter, those are really cool horns. You got those at JordanCon, I think, right?
I did. I got those at JordanCon. Yes.
There's a vendor that
they replaced my old tiara because I'm supposed to have antlers. And I felt like these were more organic feeling.
Very cool. Very cool.
So,
I love them.
So we did have a character death last time. It was at the end of the adventure, and we kind of left it a cliffhanger. And we're going to follow a standard tradition in D&D, and Grim is going to be replaced with his brother Tim. Because basically all you got to do is just change your character name, and just it's your brother, and you change one letter, and that's
the easiest thing.
It's the easiest thing. It's a tradition long sought in D&D.
I was waiting at the tavern.
He just was outside, right outside. Yeah. No, so we'll jump into it. Sorry, it's a common joke, and I've done it myself in D&D. Just like, okay, I don't want to make a new character. Here's my brother. So
wait, is this real?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I do it all the time.
No, I mean, is Tim our new party member?
No.
Thank you. I was like, what?
I was like, are we
That
talking?
would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious.
He's so pissed right now. Incredible.
We went 2 months thinking he was gone, and now we're getting his twin brother.
Yeah.
When you first start and you just don't want to make another character, and you're like, I really like my character, and he died unexpectedly, or they died unexpectedly. You're like, okay, it's my brother, it's my sister, whatever. So.
They just rub out one name and write it.
Yeah, exactly.
I had no idea. That's such a fun little bit of D&D information.
Yeah. So last time,
fun.
yes, so fun. So we have been following the Knights Who Say Chill through several adventures now, as they have gone to the city of Kale Crystallis, which is the flying city powered by magic crystalline trees that are in the center of the city. It is the home of one of the group's members, Beaks, who's actually what's your name again? Sardova?
Isamor
Sardova, and the Sardova family are the heralds or holders of the throne of that city. So she is basically a princess off on spring break, is what I like to say. So the group found out that she needed to go back. They found out that there were some problems in the Undercity, and found out that a lot of the Owlin that are in the city, and that's the main group that's still there, mages left thousands of years ago that originally created the city for some reason, but they just kind of manage the city, and they have mechanical aids or assistants that might be similar to a Brandon Sanderson element, but I don't want to talk about that too much. I just enjoy that story. So I got to copy it because it's a DM's rights. But they are called axials in this world, and they assist in all possible ways and help to run the city. So most of the Owlin just kind of went along and understood that the city runs on its own, and they were there to just harvest the magic crystals and to sell them and to live on and basically paradise in Cael Crystalis as they float through the clouds. There was one member of the royal family, the nephew of Beaks, who recognized that there was something going on and got them to go down into the Undercity. And they worked their way through a couple of gates, a couple of entrances, some security measures. And they got deeper into it and found out that there were devils walking through the Undercity and affecting the mechanics of the Undercity and causing some problems. And they eventually came upon a room where there was a pit fiend in the middle of a time stop spell. And a pit fiend is a lord of hell, a prince of hell. Big, bat-like wings, red, fiery skin, and just probably the worst thing to walk into, short of like a dragon. You wouldn't want to walk in on a dragon at a time stop, but a pit fiend is pretty far up there. But he's in the middle of a time stop spell and is in the middle of killing 3 different wizards. One of them was getting sucked into the portal that was there to hell, which is where the pit fiend was getting summoned by the kind of the Slytherin-based wizard in the corner that was doing dark magic. And another one had reached up and touched the roots of the crystalline trees. And we found out that is the wizard Velsion of Carbalas. And he was studying the magic crystals as the city was getting started. And he is the one that actually has been mentoring Beaks' family for generations, looking for a strong psychic power in the family, and found Beaks as the most powerful. And mentored her and helped her develop her powers until he could start to speak to her. And basically he sent her out into the world, kind of pushed her to go out and explore things, to come back and get help. So he has been stuck in this time stop. His body has been stuck in this time stop for thousands of years, but his mind or whatever you want to call it has been in the roots of the crystalline trees. So he's been able to go anywhere. There's been roots of the trees kind of poking through, and he's been able to be all throughout the city, but there's certain parts he can't see. But he basically gave the story of what happened, and that there were 3 paths that needed to happen to correct what's going on, because this has to be corrected before the city can be cleansed of all the devils that are being summoned by this pit fiend. Because right as you guys walked in, you noticed that just the tip of a claw was poking through the time stop. And because that was outside of the spell, he was able to start summoning devils. He summoned a bunch to begin with, but now he's just constantly summoning them because his awareness is just waking up enough. And so now he's summoning them in, and they're just causing havoc throughout. So you could cleanse the central core of the axials to get them on your side. You could go to Velsion's mentor, which is Oscar Greystaff, which is the one that was stuck getting pulled into the portal. He's the other one that's in there. His mentor was Greystaff. Greystaff has everything in his study that would be needed to correct what was happening with the portal, with the summoning circle. So you could go there. And there's also another path that needs to be done. So there's 3 quests. One of them was going to get a special ink from basically one of the master wizards or archmages was a specialist in xenobiology or arcane biology, and she mastered all of these plants that could have magical abilities. And let me just pull that information up real quick.
Good question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The spell circle that needed to be repaired, is that the one that we saw when we first walked in, or is that's not the one to the
it's the one in the pit fiend, because it
has
one
in
to
the
be
pit fiend room.
Yeah,
okay.
it has to be
like
recreated or because it just got scratched in a certain area, so it needs to be reformed to pull him back into it.
Okay.
The other one worked just fine, you believe, but it's just not something that you've
don't know how to work it.
You don't know how to work it. Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's exactly it. So I'm just looking for something real quick here. And of course, it is not where I thought it was.
And there's also some sort of portal room that can?
Yes. So you can get to a portal room that will take you to their specific areas. So there's a spell template in Oscar Greystaff's library to complete the circle. You can cleanse the central axial core in order to get them back on back on your side and to help you move throughout the city. And then there's a special ink from a plant in Master Corbea's greenhouse to create potions to enter the time stop spell. It gives you the ability to enter and not be affected for a certain amount of time.
So I'm sorry, was the last room that we were in, was that not the central core? Was that not us cleansing the central core?
Yes. I'm just laying out the 3 paths that Arbalis or Velsion gave you that needed to be done to correct this.
Okay.
So So just give her real quick. She's an expert in arcanobiology or magical plants. There's a specific plant that if you get the ink done, a flower or a potion can be made for each of you to drink to enter the time top spell. So that's one of the 3 legs of the stool you have to do. You guys chose, because of location, to cleanse the core, and that's actually we will pick back up. And if we want to, we can go back to the D&D Beyond, or not D&D Beyond, the Roll20, and we can pick it back up where we were there. So as the fight went on, there was axials in the center, in the central this is actually the area where they were reprogrammed and fixed and repaired and regenerated to send back out into the city. That's that central green path in the middle of the room. At the same time as you came in, you had to cleanse a rune on the far side of the core, which is up at the top, which is this circular structure. There was a rune on the back that was affecting the axials. And at the same time, there's some bearded devils that were fighting you as well. And in the middle of the fight, right at the end, you guys were kind of spread out. Grim and Peril were surrounding the last one. And he had, I think it was Beaks. You hit it with a sneak attack and got it down to just barely anything. Mm-hmm. And Grim had gone down unconscious and was laying there unconscious on the floor, but he has a perioptic wound closure, so he doesn't get worse. He automatically stabilizes. But the demon or the devil decided at that moment to cause the most chaos, because that's what they do, and was staring at Peril when he did it and laughing, and started to stab and attack your comrade while they were down. And when you are down and unconscious, any attack that successfully hits makes you fail 2 death saves. So that's why it's so dangerous to be unconscious in battle. And everybody did everything they could. Peril used the one reaction she had to take some of the damage away with the flowering vines. But there were still 2 attacks left after that. So staring and laughing at Peril, the demon or the devil stabbed Grim and killed him. And then was immediately beheaded by Peril as it whispered something in Arcanic or in Infernal, and turned to dust and was banished back to its home plane. And everyone gathered around real quick. Oriana brought out a diamond for a Revivify, which is a standard spell to bring back a dead friend or ally within a minute. You have to get there within a minute and use that spell. So you had plenty of time. And Beaks flew over and had some of the dirt that was blessed by the Death Cleric, one of the Death Cleric that you had seen on the road. And so it made a circle around them. And you attempted to complete the ceremony of revivification, and it never went through. Grim chose on the other side of the veil to keep going and didn't come back.
Why?
I know, he's such a jerk like that.
No, she's throwing stuff at me again.
So we are now starting back up, as you guys are all aware of the fact that Grim did not come back or chose not to. And the spell was not used, the component was not used, the spell slot was not used. And so I think at this point we will start. And Tavern, if you can step away for a second, we'll ask you to come back when your character's back on the board.
See y'all later. Enjoy.
Bye.
Okay, real quick, I want to take a moment. This is a good kind of moment for just in general for D&D. If anybody needs what we're dealing with now is a death of a character, death of a friend. If we need to have any moment, if it gets too strong, too powerful, too much emotion, anybody can ask at any time to just pause and step away from the table. As a group, we can come back out of it. So I just want you to make sure that you're all aware that the best thing, if it doesn't happen, it's fine, but I want you all to be aware it's okay if we need to take a moment and step back, because we're basically dealing with grief here. And I want you to be as in character as you want to be. You can be out of character. You can be as you choose the depth of your character right now, because this is not always the easiest thing to deal with, but it is a powerful thing. So we will start now with Peril holding a half keg of dark ale, Oriana crying beside him holding the diamond. Symphonia is just approaching as she had to walk around the whole structure, and Beaks had flown over, and you saw the dirt blow away at an unseen wind. And the last thing that happened, and Peril, you were the only one that is aware of this. He whispered in your ear, it was not your fault. It's your choice to do what you do with that. As always, characters can choose what they want to do. So things that are known to just you, you have to choose what you do with now, but we will proceed now. So what would you like to do?
Peril is still crouched next to Grim, holding to the barrel of beer like it's a lifeline, staring at him in disbelief. Silent. But also kind of rubbing her arm where you may have seen perhaps a handkerchief hidden underneath a bit of armor. And you can almost see a look of decision on her face. And she puts her head down. And you can see her lips moving as she offers up a silent prayer to the All-Mother.
This wasn't supposed to happen. He was supposed to come back. He just didn't. He just didn't.
Well, if he didn't, then that's how it was supposed to happen. No matter how much we all tried to prevent it. We gotta respect his choice, even if we wouldn't have made the same one.
You do see Ember, his light companion, the little companion made out of light. It is hovering over his chest, kind of just circling.
Oh, no.
His last thoughts were making sure that we knew that it wasn't our fault.
What?
His last thoughts, like a whisper on the breeze, were to say that it wasn't our fault.
He would say that. He would say that.
Beaks.
He was my first friend.
Beaks, what are you doing?
I'm just sitting here silently plucking my feathers out because I'm a bird, and that's what we do when we grieve.
Okay. One of the other axials comes up with, sorry, was it Nyax? Was that yours, or which one was your axial? Do you remember? Was it Nyax?
Yeah.
Two of the axials approach you and come directly to you, Beaks, and say, "Would it be okay if we did a scan of your memories of your friend?"
I'm sorry, what?
The axials are asking to scan your memories of your memories of Grim.
Each of the party members?
Mm-hmm. They want to ask permission to do that.
Like in our brains.
Mm-hmm.
I would give permission, but everyone else has to speak for themselves.
I would ask why.
They would, because he helped save them from what they were dealing with for 1,000 years, and restored their central core. And everybody, give me an insight as they're talking about this. They're just talking about that he saved the central core. He brought them back to what they're supposed to be and let them do their tasks.
It's a 6 from me.
Okay, Pearl's at a 5. Okay.
17.
17.
5.
Oriana, you are the only one that really picks up as they're talking about the central core. It's almost religious to them. The central core means something to them, and he was there to help save the central core. And so they're saying they would like to honor him by understanding who he was.
So you want to honor him?
Absolutely. And with your insight, you believe that. You rolled with your insight. You don't feel like there's any
There's no malice. It's
malice.
only good.
Yeah, as much as you can read from a ball of gears but you've been around kayaks enough, and their body language is, as much as there can be, is much more neutral, if not friendly.
Well, I pick up my almost completed sculpture of a piece of bacon and say, okay, yeah, you can remember him through my memories.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell them that they can scan me also, and assuming they're doing it, like, I'm gonna pull a flute out and play a song that kind of sounds, yeah, kind of, well, and I want to like include little trills that make it sound like they're like in a tavern, or like they belong in a tavern. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll go along with it because Oriana went along with it.
Okay. So each Nyack steps back, and 4 specific axios come up in front of each of you, and they basically say, like a face appears out of the gears and says, "Think of your friend," and then they just kind of scan each of you, and then as it ends, it only takes maybe 5-10 seconds. It's over very fast. You don't really pick up on anything, but if you're thinking about it might be a specific memory. If you want to, give me a performance, Kritter, with advantage.
I would just point out that as the axial approached, I would have leaned forward protectively over Grimm's body.
Right, and if you did that, it would pull back to give you space. It's being respectful of the body.
22.
22. Okay. As you guys are thinking, it's the weirdest things. There's songs that he might have sung at the fireside, and she pulls those kind of limericks into it and funny moments, and you are just remembering all the good times that you had with Grimm, and all of the dangerous times and those heroic moments, and all the things that make Grimm Grimm. And she successfully pulls it into a musical form, and that helps you guys remember. As it gets done, 2 additional axials come on either side of Grimm and start to levitate the body. There's almost like they have like a field that helps them levitate. They pull that body up just slightly off the ground.
I absolutely would have been on the defensive and protective of his form.
Sure.
What are you doing?
We continue to honor him, if you'll allow us.
I'm going to need more information than that.
We will create a structure for him by giving of ourselves.
I would look at Oriana and say, I don't understand his faith. What about you? What would Grimm want done with his remains?
I don't know. I think we're going to have to. I think we're good. Well, I know his companions were burned, and he had their ashes. So
they would like to create a coffin for you to carry him away and do whatever you want to do with, but they want to give you something to carry him away in. And as this is happening, more and more axials are coming in, and you can see them all start to line up along this path, all along the path of this snake line you see in the middle of what they went through. And it's almost like an honor guard.
Will we be able to fit that box in a bag of holding to take with us?
He will not fit in a bag. He would not fit in the bag of holding. You could work at it, but it would be very disrespectful to have to bend the body
to try
and
to
things like that.
cram him. Okay.
Yeah.
And Peril would have a really hard time with that.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it. I mean, if you absolutely had to, you could get by on doing it, but it would be a moment of doing that to your friend would not be a thing you'd want to do. You'd have to fit him into the lip of a backpack, the mouth of a backpack.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. They have magical abilities that can change spatial. They can make him smaller in the coffin. And they believe they can get it small enough he can fit it in there. And then when you open it up, he will still be maintained.
Feels like the best way to get him out of here.
So like a magical box. So we don't have to leave him here.
That's what I'm
saying. They're trying their best to give you something that will help carry him away and keep him protected.
Because I did not want to leave him here for those devils.
The devils are gone out of the room, and the axials.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they won't come back.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But you get the feeling as you're standing here talking, they have lined up complete. This is like an honor guard along this line, and it is they treat you all with immense respect for saving the Central Core.
Okay.
Well,
before
short of having a funeral pyre ourselves, this seems like the best way that we can preserve him until we can pay him honor the proper way.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Before I know he has some magic items like his sash on him and a few other things that maybe we should just take off to have handy. Before they put him in the box, and then everything else can just go in one of our bags.
Sure. Yeah, you could take a few moments and take those pieces off. Yeah, I think he even would. Yeah, Tavern even said that wouldn't be a big deal. So,
like his precious shoes.
Yeah,
he loved running around on the walls and ceilings.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll say you guys do that, and then if you step back from the body, the two will come back over and line it up. And as I said, there's a whole line of side by side, just along this whole snake path you see in the middle of the room. This is where they would enter in and be reprogrammed or updated. And they get him to the edge of this, and he just floats, and he starts to float in between each one of these. And as he passes each one of these axials, one small piece out of each one comes out of their central core and floats over and starts to form around him, almost like a gears to start forming into a box. But you can see as you look closer, that piece is not replaced inside them. They are each giving one piece of themselves to form this box. And it is basically, it's like a clockwork coffin that starts to form around him. And as he moves further along, you start to see less and less of him as the box completes. And when it gets all the way through, the box floats out at the top of this path. And it's noticeably smaller.
And I probably would have taken a little bit of my incense and shaved some of it off and kind of sprinkled it over him.
Sure.
Before putting him in there.
Right. So now you see a clockwork. It's made of gears. The gears aren't moving or anything, but they are formed and they are static and they're in position, but they completely cover the body, and it is noticeably smaller. It's not hand size, but it's small enough now that you think you can fit it into the bag of holding for sure. On top of it, there is writing, magical writing that you all notice in your own language, and it says Defender of the Weak, Hero, Entrepreneur, Friend.
Yep.
And they basically just move it over to you and let you move forward with it, whatever you want to do.
Peril, will you carry him, please?
I will carry him. Can you just please put him in?
Okay. Somebody else open the bag, and I will slide the box in. Okay.
Slides in very easily now.
Slide the box in. And I will take a few of the feathers and sprinkle over the box before I put it in, so that some of the feathers go with him.
Okay. So we will take as much time as your characters need to have in that moment, but it's up to you guys. You know, do you want to say anything? Do you want to prepare anything? Do you want to take a short rest? You could easily take a short rest and grieve and get some hit points back if you need to.
I think we did a rest, didn't we, at the end of last? I'm fully back.
We did a short rest at the end of the thing where the room where the gravity
so
kept
I just
flipping.
didn't take any damage that session.
Yeah.
That little okay.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
Yeah.
So we just
sucks.
ended this fight.
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah.
Let me look at my.
Yeah, because I had used some hit dice, but I have some left as well.
Yeah, I'm at like half right now.
I don't know about spell slots. If you guys are wanting to do like a full rest or.
I don't know. Like I actually have quite a few spell slots remaining. My biggest fear would be that the demons would come back. Yeah, no, I have a lot of spells remaining. Turns out.
I have a fair amount of spell slots left,
Okay.
and the spell that I put on Beaks, it was an 8-hour spell, so she should still be covered.
Okay.
With the
Death Ward.
Death Ward, in case she goes down, but I think I need to roll some hit dice.
Okay, you guys could easily take a short rest. It wouldn't be a problem here at all.
That works for me.
Okay.
I don't have to do anything for the record, so I will be sitting here patiently.
I would just let everybody know that we're halfway down on our flowering vine.
Yeah, we've done 3 out of 4, I think.
3 out of 7, yeah.
With 7, yes, we have 4 left.
I forget. How can we get that back? Hit dice?
It's long
overnight,
rest, and
long
it's
rest.
a D3 roll.
That's right. Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
So the axials, while you're taking the hour break, they just come through. There's a lot of them that are coming in for this reprogramming now and updating basically through the path. But they all, as they kind of pass, they almost do like a bow to you now, as you guys as it passes.
While we're sitting here for an hour, the idea of coming and reprogramming was so that the axials are no longer corrupted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, it's been almost like 2 months, so I'm catching myself
Sure.
up here.
Sorry, go ahead, Sophandria.
No, you're fine. Get in there.
I was gonna say Peril both wants to check on Beaks, but also talk to Beaks. So Peril will find a way to get closer to Beaks, but still kind of stand there silently and see if Beaks seems willing to engage.
You see Peril walk over to you, Beaks. What do you do?
I get up and walk away.
That's pretty loud and clear. Is Nynax still in the room? Yes.
Yeah, Nyax would be following her. If you want to try to catch Nyax before she turns and follows, you could, but it would be a pretty quick thing that Nyax would go after her.
Nyax, can I ask you a question?
Spins around. Yes, of course.
Did your reprogramming fill in any blanks in your memory?
Yes.
Can you explain to us what changed from your last programming session?
Just actually, hold on. It would be a lot of I'm talking out of character here, but it would be a lot of data about what's happened with the city. It would be a lot of empirical data of power levels, things like that. They would be aware of things like that have changed. Most of it would just be that basically the rune was created on this date by the devils, and ever since then, anyone that went through this central core programming was turned against their will and was unable to take free action. She was above ground and didn't enter the Undercity, so she never went back. So she just now got the update of basically what's happened in the city since.
Okay.
So
Are you looking for?
only-
Hold on? Are you looking for something specific? Maybe I missed what you're asking.
No, I just wanted to see if there was anything in that information that we didn't already glean from our conversation with the wizard that was talking to Beaks as she was a child.
There would be some, but most of it is just like a blank spot in most of their memories of lack of free will.
Okay.
So Nyax, will every axial have to come through here and be updated now in order to be cleansed of
Yes.
the problematic programming?
Yes, and you're seeing a constant flow of that.
Okay.
Nyax,
Is
if
go ahead.
we end up having to fight more, which I assume we will, are you all capable of helping with that?
Yes.
In what way?
Well, we can help you understand where the devils are. We can help you clear path with knowing what's a clear path to your goals. If you tell us where you'd like to go, we can help you find a clean path through them. They're limited how much damage they can do against the devils, but they would be willing to do that. But yeah, they would definitely fight on your side.
Okay.
You can tell me where the devils are?
In a general sense, yeah, they could like bring up a map and say, okay, this is where they're concentrated. If you turn left here, you would be able to, because Nyax will basically be able to pull up a map and help you walk around them, if you don't want to fight them.
Okay. Well, I know
I
we have
want
a
to fight
couple of,
them.
Sure.
I know we have a couple of goals. Several places we need to get to. And it would be a great help if you could help us to navigate around. We want to get these things taken care of. We can always come back here and kill the ever-living shit out of the rest of them once we get rid of the big guy, where he can't summon any more of them.
Mm-hmm. Nyax actually pulls up a map and shows 2 points of the map. It's almost like you've seen like a sci-fi, like a 3D hologram of levels and things like that. It brings up a kind of just a holographic illusion of it, and says there's 2 points that start to glow, and like there's a point where it just kind of pings that like this is where you guys are at. So it shows this room. This closest one is to the xenobiologist or canobiologist. They can get you a clear path with a couple of side treks. In between you and the jump station or the teleport room to Greystaff's study, there's a lot more devils that way. So they suggest to head towards the botanist's jump point, teleport point.
All right, the greenhouse, Carbeas or something?
Corbea.
Master Corbea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Korbeia.
Oh, I totally spelled that wrong.
Korbeia.
Corbea.
Beia.
Okay.
Now you were told that she is a master of magical plants. Her greenhouse was like her masterpiece. It was explained to you by the other wizard. I can't remember my own character's name. But he was explaining that there is the greenhouse is larger on the inside than it is on the outside. So there's a spatial spell that she basically had almost like a mini realm inside that she controlled for her experiments and her plants.
Was it Velsian that we're talking to?
Yes, yeah, Velsian.
Velsian. Okay. All right.
So you guys do the hour, or if there's nothing else you want to do, then you can carry on. Ember does follow beside the person that has the bag of holding. Okay. It just follows beside you now.
And I would imagine that the music would have been also soothing to Ember.
Okay,
Ember
cool.
always loved playing with their lights
Yes.
If I
when there's
recall,
music.
I think above the table, I think Tavern said that he would primarily stick around me because we have musical bonding sessions. But I understand that in this case, it would make sense
In
that
this-
you would follow
yeah.
the bag.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I propose, to the extent we haven't decided that's happening, that we proceed on the path of least resistance toward the herbologist or the xenobiologist, or sorry, the xenobiologist guy.
All right.
I made up the word arcanobiologist.
Arcanobiologist. Yes,
Sounds good to me.
It does sound cool. I agree.
Are we sure we're all ready?
Beaks, I'm sorry to disturb you in this, but are you ready to leave? And do we have a mental connection still with you, or is it something that I don't know how long that lasts?
I don't remember what you rolled before, so just go ahead and roll another one. It's fine.
It's like so many hours. I don't know. Right?
I think it's a D8 at this point. I think at this point you were going long enough in a day. You wouldn't spend an extra hour. I would spend a point, like one of your psionic or your psychic points, and roll it again.
A D8 again after. Okay, so I rolled a 1.
Yep. So you spend a point and you get an hour. So.
Let's see. And I can do it one more time and add to it.
No. The first time is free in the day. If you do it again, it costs a point to do it.
Okay, well, hold on.
One of your psychic points. So
Okay.
it's up to you if you want to do it, but if you do it, you got it for an hour.
Okay, so we have it for an hour.
Yeah. So between the four of you, then. Okay. So Nyax goes to the door, turns around and makes sure that you're all ready, and says that this hallway is clear, except for we'll take a left and a right, and basically gives you some directions, and you head out. Do you want to tell me what order you're going in?
I'll bring up the rear.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to be
Beaks.
near Peril.
Okay, then I'll be second.
Okay. So I got you 1, 2, 3, 4. So you guys go for about 15 minutes. Nyax is going to the corner and then just kind of points which way they're going next. Seems very confident, but starts to slow down after about 15 minutes, and comes back and kind of projects an image of about 2 or 3 of the devils that are at one of the intersections, but they're further down than where you are, so you'll be able to make a turn. But it just wants you to be cautious of it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick stealth check, and or if there's some other ability you want to use, but stealth would be what we'd be asking for here.
I'm just gonna.
Stealth is fine for me.
I got 20.
Yeah.
Oh, 24.
9.
Sorry, I thought Peril's was mine.
Oh, I got 11. Not the best.
Okay. So the two of you go around the corner. Peril, you're supposed to be quiet, but there's that part of you that is just burning inside, and there's that you actually almost take a step to the right instead of left because you want to go kill those things. So your stealth is a little lower. And Oriana, you see this and kind of pull her back a little bit. You don't like manhandle her or pull her, but you just kind of put a hand on her and be like, you understand. So that's just it's just going to explain your lower rolls that Peril struggles a little bit not turning towards fighting these things.
Correct.
So you go for a little bit longer, go for about another 5-10 minutes, and you open up into a large circular room, and there are various smaller teleportation circles that you guys saw in that big room, that massive one that would have fit wagons. This one fits like a person each. It would be just like a 5-foot square. It's just a big circle of them, and several of them are flickering, like they're not working properly. And there's one in the, like if there was, if you looked at like a clock, at about 9:30, one of them kind of is just very strong still, and Nyax goes over to that one and scans it and says, "This is the way to Corbea's sanctum." Each one of these is to a different one. There's probably 16 of these, and they're all in different general working orders. There's a couple others that work, but this is the one that she says goes to that sanctum.
I'll catch up to Symphonia and I'll put a hand on her arm and say, "Please let me be first through."
Okay, I'll take up the rear.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys step through. So basically, this is just it's arcane writing. It's nothing you understand, but you recognize that this is a spell cast into this static circle that works all the time. And as soon as you step in, it starts to whisk you away. So Peril, you step in and you just see her kind of just disappear in a flash of green motes. She just kind of not like teleporting like in Enterprise, but just the green motes kind of start to like she turns into green motes from the feet up, and then she's gone. Who's second?
All right. As soon as she's gone, I'm jumping in right behind her.
Brianna jumps in, turns into the green motes of light, and disappears.
I'll go.
Beaks jumps in, does the same. Safandra, you're the last one.
Is
Nyax goes in with you too.
Nyax already went through?
Yeah, went through with.
Are there any of them left?
Any of who?
The
Axials.
No, just Nyax was the only one with you.
Okay, I just want to see if I can see anything like where like any sort of a device that this is emanating from.
No, it's just the magic of the circle. So you step into the circle, it activates.
Okay, then I step in.
Okay. Do you want to look around? I'm not trying to stop you from looking.
Oh, I was just like, can I see anything, or is it just like there's a circle on the ground and then
there's a circle of magical writing?
Of magical writing. Okay.
Yeah, and if you look at the one beside it that's flickering on and off, you would notice differences. You wouldn't understand the differences. It's like looking at a very complex. Like if you had no knowledge of Japanese or Chinese, how they write in a completely different way, like they write vertically or something like that. It's like that's a language. I don't know what it is, but that symbol is different than that symbol.
Got it. Okay.
And you're like, okay, that symbol does something different. That group of symbols does something. This one does something different. And what it's supposed to do is take you to a specific spot.
Then I just want to like glance around the room, turn around, make sure nobody's following.
Okay. Give me a perception. Okay. It's a lot of flickering lights that are kind of distracting. It's not anything that you know too well. You don't know arcane, so you're a little off balance, but nothing, you don't see anything, don't smell anything, nothing weird with your Fae connection. So you feel pretty confident.
All right. I'm going to take out my short sword and then go through the thing.
Okay. Each of you find yourself on the other side as you basically appear and just like take a step out, knowing that the other ones are going to be probably right behind you. And you find yourself in front of a large stone door with some kind of symbol on it that you're not quite sure what it is. And it's the weird thing is, Peril, as you come in, it's starting to fade. Like it lit up, like if you walked in and saw one of those Edison light bulbs where the filament lights up on the inside, and like if it gets really bright, it leaves like an after image.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's giving that, like it just faded away, and at your feet is dust.
Mm-hmm.
And the dust is starting to blow away.
I would have made sure that I had I would have limbered up Flint, so I did not go through the portal empty-handed. I realize it sounds very belated, but I would have posted up with my back against a wall and surveyed the area that we came into, so that my friends coming across were coming hopefully into a secure room.
Sure. So I think, Oriana, you come through next.
Yep.
You see Peril, you see the back of Peril. She's basically just stepping to the right. And just like I said, that after image is just starting to go away. And you see dust blowing away at the bottom. And it's the same kind of dust of when one of the devils was banished or destroyed. So it's like it just happened.
Oh, no.
But you feel an intense amount of magic in the area. Like that symbol as the after images, and you guys all start to come in as she's looking at this thing. You see Peril to the right. You see Oriana just looking up at this symbol that's starting to, the glow is starting to go away, and the dust is kind of there's a pile of dust actually at this point, and you feel a very powerful magic from that, just from that symbol.
The symbol on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Do I see any other creatures in the room that we've just landed in?
You are in a hallway. The hallway is basically going left and right. It's almost like a Y, and you're at like if this was the base of the Y.
Mm-hmm.
There's a flat edge like a block Y.
Okay.
So there's going this way and this way, and there's nothing behind you,
Okay.
just this symbol as you step out from like an alcove.
Okay.
So
right.
perception. You wanted to look around. Give me a perception.
Sure. 18.
18. You recognize that this dust that blew away is the same thing that just happened at your feet when Grim died. Is that there was a devil that was just destroyed, and you smell the brimstone and sulfur of that blip of hell that comes through when they're banished. That you're starting to pick
If
up.
anything, my face gets harder and angrier.
So something about this door just banished or killed a devil that was in front of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you see nothing else down either or hear anything down either side.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have we all come through?
Yes.
Okay, Nyax. Is this door okay for us to go through? Is there something we need to do to open it?
Nyax scans it and takes a second, like really very carefully goes over the symbols. He goes, yes, this is a symbol of protection or warding against evil. And it's specifically targeted against fiends. So it looks like a fiend touched that and was destroyed.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Who wants to open the door?
I assume Peril, but if not, I'll do it.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to do it. I would also say in our mental connection, everybody's head on a swivel. There are definitely infernals in the area.
Okay. So in that connection, you can only talk to Beaks, and Beaks can talk to somebody. So just be aware that you have to tell Beaks. She's the nexus of the speaking.
I would still do that. I would tell Beaks.
Okay. You're looking at a stone door. Who wants to approach the door? How do you want to open it?
Okay. I will definitely step to the side.
Okay.
So that I'm not right in front of the door.
I would like to investigate the door and see if there's any clear way to open it.
Okay.
Can I help her with that?
Yeah. You can roll with advantage, or you can roll separately.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Investigation.
14 plus. So 18.
18. You see no handle, you see no hinges, and you see no locks. You just see this symbol that, like I said, it's like that Edison filament that is just slowly, like that after image of your eyes with a really bright light.
Mm-hmm.
While they're doing this, I've kind of just sat down and I'm still just like pulling my feathers out in shock.
Okay.
But I'm also studying the symbol, trying to get familiarity with it. If there's anything I've learned in my training.
Do you have Arcana? Are you trained in that?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Very low.
No, this is something that just doesn't. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've heard of symbols. Maybe he's talked to you about symbols that protect things and ward things. There might be something there, but it would just remind you of those conversations.
Okay.
I would look at Nyax and say, "How do you open a door without a handle?"
And I'll say, "Have we tried open sesame?" Trying to add levity to the situation.
Nyax is.
Grim would like that.
Nyax is sometimes you just have to touch the door. I mean, if there's no handles, I would.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I would just try to open the door.
Okay.
I would look at where Beaks is and Oriana, make sure everybody's at a safe distance, and I would touch the door.
Okay.
Okay.
Beaks, I want to make sure you're not in front of the door. You want to get behind me. I have my shield up.
Okay.
We'll do.
I'm off to the side. Okay.
You reach out and touch just the very smooth stone. It's still stone, but it's very smooth, very well worked, almost unnaturally smooth. And as you touch it, it starts to pivot on a point that you couldn't see almost effortlessly. It's like it's just perfectly balanced, and it just starts to rotate. And it's probably about 5/6 of the way that the pivot point is, so it opens up just slightly at the other side. And it's really just
okay.
You have no effort to push this giant door open.
Okay. I will be first through the door again.
Okay. You see darkness inside.
I will use the spell that I got from the dude in the wagon.
Oh, the ether?
The vial.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
ether. Sorry, there's a lot of scrolling involved with that. Potion number 9. Sun and smoke, aka sunny fog. My body glows with blazing light, sunlight, 30 feet of bright, 30 feet of dim for 1 minute.
Okay. As you drink, you basically, you just almost inhale the vapors, and your skin starts to glow, and you see plants just along the sides, almost like vines of plants lining the side. And as you get close to one, they start to light up like bioluminescence.
Oh, that's cool.
But your lighting is now showing at just regular intervals along the wall is just regular vines that just light up as you get closer.
So above the table, Jessica says, very cool. In character, Peril says, do I clock anybody else in this room?
Give me a perception.
Yes. And at one point, did we get some sort of glowing sphere or something? Somebody had one or something.
I think somebody
I can't
had
remember who had it.
like a day globe or something.
Well, Ember
somebody
glows,
had one.
but
Ember does glow. Ember is, yeah, you can an ember.
Okay, so that's another source of light.
So that was crap. That is a 6.
All you see is the plants that light up as you get closer.
Okay.
Is it like a hallway or a big room? What?
It's just a single
if I
hallway.
step in, okay, so I step in behind her and it's a hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I have dark
Right.
vision. Does that help me see any farther?
Yes, you see further than anybody else. There was just no light to go into it. Without light, you still dark vision still requires light. You just see better in dark.
Got it.
I
Okay.
have dark vision as well. I just did it for the benefit of the group.
Absolutely. I don't want to be in the dark.
Good job. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Could I
door- that-
listen to see if I
that
hear
door-
anything?
That door opened purely silent. It made no sound after thousands of years.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right, let's
give
close
me-
it
give me a
behind us.
perception.
Does it close behind us, or do we have to close it?
As you go in, if she lets go of it, it pivots back on its own. So you can basically, you're each touching it as you go through. The last person lets it go, and it does click. It just shuts on its own, and it closes. And you
All right.
see,
Ooh, that's good.
Go ahead.
I got a 24 perception I'm going to listen and.
You're listening, and as you turn to let the door go by you, you actually see that the symbol is created by a vine that grows up the door. So the magical symbol was grown with a plant.
Oh, wow.
Is the vine, what color is the vine?
The vine is orange.
Okay.
Okay.
With specific points that are kind of blackened out, and it's starting to regenerate. Like it got burned a little bit with the use, and it's regenerating now the power.
I'm on the lookout for any vine that is dark, opalescent, and almost purple, because that is what Beaks' friend told us.
I was going to ask what was the description. I knew it was a dark vine, but I didn't know what.
So you guys walk down the hall, unless you guys stop here for a little bit, call it out. You walk for a little bit, and you approach what you would think is a kind of a glass greenhouse, like a door to a greenhouse. You just see a single door right there, and there's just looks like it's kind of weird. It's a silver, like on the inside of a ship, like a submarine, like those spinning wheels, like you would use to open a lock. There's a silver. It's more than silver. There's something else to it that you guys don't know, but it's got a silverish sheen.
Okay. And if at any point you want me to activate, I still have that wand for detecting magic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I use a charge of it, it's up for 10 minutes. So maybe, what do you think if I go ahead and activate it now before we step through here? You
could feel the magic of that symbol just standing next to it. So with your experience with a little bit of magic, it might be dangerous with this much strong magic around.
Oh, so much magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a very magical area. And you know that this doorway is probably leading to something that is immensely magical as well. So
okay, and we also know this has not been touched in 1,000 years. And plants, who knows what's happened in there in 1,000 years. So I'm very on edge.
Okay. So who approaches the door? Who looks for the way to open it? Who opens it? Who does what with the door?
So while they're doing that, can I still be in the back investigating that orange plant?
Yes. Yeah. Give me an investigation or a perception. Are you
Trying to
reaching
figure
out?
out if I can like propagate it. Can I take some of it?
Okay.
It's magic with me.
Are you trained in what are your tools that you're trained in? I know you're trained in probably
Tools.
That's all I have.
tools. Do you have nature?
No, I have like 3 for nature.
Okay. You could try.
Okay. You said
I'm proficient in nature. Can I help her?
Give me a perception at disadvantage.
that's
Myself?
Mm-hmm.
Not Beaks.
No, Peril.
Oh, okay.
7
Give me a
plus.
nature roll. Beaks. That's what you're getting ready to do.
My perception was 11.
11. You're pretty focused on this door in front of you. You're kind of gripping your axe. You don't notice what she's doing behind you. She's naturally kind of sneaky and quiet, so she would always, like, if she wants to be, she kind of sits back in the shadows almost naturally.
So this is like,
and maybe a little more while grieving.
This is pretty clearly like a greenhouse, right? That's what you said.
Okay. It's a greenhouse door in front of you, but there's like a circular handle.
Got it.
And I've rolled a 10 for nature.
You clip off a piece and it just burns. It just kind of just chars black and just turns to ash and falls down.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say I think I should open this door just because plants and me, we get along better than most.
Okay, whatever you think.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do the hatch thing.
So you just spin the wheel.
I'm gonna spin the wheel, yeah.
You open it up, and there is just an immense. You feel this first. It's not Fey magic, but if it was anything close to, if it's as close to being Fey without being Fey that you've been to. I know that's kind of a weird way to say it, but it's like somebody recreated Fey smell.
The vibes are Fey.
Very Fey, like almost like you could believe if you were more experienced in what you do as a Fey wanderer. You're like, I'm heading into a Fey realm or something like that. There's just so much plant magic and things like that, and just nature magic on the other side of this that you're like, it almost reminds you of home.
Okay. Awesome.
And the door opens, and it's dark inside as well. But you all immediately smell just rich, like the middle of the forest on a spring day, like it's just rained. It is very natural and just that crisp smell of plant nature.
I take a deep inhale through my nose, exhale through my mouth, and then visibly relax. Okay.
I'm going to say you have an inspiration.
Oh.
Your character would get an inspiration from this.
Amazing.
This would give you that moment.
I love that for me.
So basically, you get a free advantage at your choice.
Cool.
But it you can't really see anything. It just looks like kind of just black shadow.
Okay.
All right. Cry a little because Grim should be here to bitch a little bit about something.
Yes.
Plants or something.
Why did it have to be plants?
All right, I'm gonna see if oh my gosh, Grimm's little guy.
Ember.
No, I don't want to risk Ember. Never mind.
My potion lasts a
Nyax?
minute, so if I'm still up, I can walk in glowing.
Ember is actually like right in front of one of the bioluminescent plants. It almost looks like it's trying to talk to it.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, you walk through. It almost
walk
looks like an opaque circle in the door as you get close to it. It's just you can't see through it.
Oh, really? Okay. So I will go ahead and cross the threshold.
Okay.
And we can't see her when she's on the other side?
When Peril walks through, the sunlight goes away.
crap. I would say in my head to Beaks, the light is gone.
You, we're not going to have you say anything, Peril, because when you try to say anything in your head, it does not come through.
Can I step back through the doorway? Okay. I will immediately step out of the doorway.
Did it feel different for me when she went through the doorway? Did I feel the psychic?
No.
break?
You just. If you tried to reach out, it would have been like a static.
Okay.
Now you come back through. Actually, give me a perception when you're on the other side.
Okay. 14.
You felt like you were walking in a cave. It had the feel of like an underground cave, like walking towards a light.
And it was in fact dark in there.
No, on the other side, it felt like natural light, just light coming from the edge of a cave, coming into an opening.
Okay. So somebody with reasonable vision could see. Okay.
Once inside.
Once
Yeah.
inside.
Oh,
Okay.
She basically stepped in and then stepped right back like, it's a cave opening.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I want to go.
But I think that it dispels magic or something because my potion immediately stopped working.
No, when you stepped through, they lost your light. Your light is still going.
We couldn't see your
They couldn't see your light. It's like you walk through a pool of black.
My bad.
It's a good question. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Okay.
I would like to step through.
Okay. So basically, at this point, each of you can step through if you want. It's no big deal. You find yourself just basically in a cave entrance, and it's slightly the grade is slightly up, and you see daylight in an opening ahead of you.
Cool.
Just a point of clarification: we did shut the door behind us when we first walked through the hallway. Correct?
Yeah, it's shut. Okay. If you let go of it, the balance point of it, it closes on its own and it closes.
Okay. And so if we're all walking in, am I closing the door behind us?
To the greenhouse?
To the greenhouse. I vote for yes.
I think that's wise.
Okay. As you close it and latch it, you hear the circle spinning on the other side, and then there's two bars that just lock it in place.
Okay.
Okay, you all walk through. You're in this slight cave going upwards. What do you do? But behind you, all you see is a circle of opaque blackness.
Does Nyax have any suggestions on which way we should go?
Nyax has no clue. Nyax actually...
Is it just one way forward?
Actually, Nyax starts spinning in place.
Nyax, are you okay?
What's wrong, Nyax?
She starts getting really confused. I no connection, lost all. What? Don't have no. Please.
Oh no.
No bars.
Shutting down.
Yeah. Okay.
And it just hovers.
We need to open the door and put Nyax back through the other side, I think.
Okay. I would look at Beaks and say, "Is that okay?"
Yeah, that seems smart.
Okay. You basically pick up Nyax and is surprisingly light for the size of this metallic cube. It's surprisingly light, and the light comes on a little bit and says, "Sorry, so much problem. Can wish could do more."
It's okay. It's okay. And I'll go over to the door. I'll open the hatch. I'll gently place her outside, and then I will reshut the hatch.
As soon as you open the hatch and put her outside, she lights back up.
So I'll tell her before I shut the door, we will come back for you. Just sounds like you're better off out here.
Okay.
All right.
And then I'll shut the hatch behind me again.
Okay.
I think I'll still.
And if we need more light, I do have torches. If we absolutely need light during a fight or something, I do have the daylight spell.
It's daylight out. It's at the entrance to the cave. It looks like it's daylight.
I am happy to lead the way, just in case some kind of natural
and I'll bring up the rear
attack occurs.
Okay.
I'm behind you.
Great.
Lead on.
We proceed.
Okay. So we're going to come back to roll 20. Don't know if we ever left it, but we're going to come back to it. And as you guys come out of the cave, you find yourself coming out into a whole, like, opening and with trees and the sky above. Like you're stepping into a whole new world. This is the cave. This is the cave that you came out of right behind you.
Okay. Well, we did hear that it was bigger on the inside. I think that's an understatement.
Yeah, this feels like its own realm at this point.
Oh, so we're going on that this is still part of the greenhouse enchantment.
Whoa.
I wonder if it's like a pocket plane or something, because perhaps that's why Nyax couldn't connect in here.
Well, you would know, Beaks, that your psychic whispers works on the same plane. And as soon as she stepped through the static trying to reach her, she was on a different plane. And you would also know that the axials can't leave the city.
Wow. So I'm going to fly up 30 feet in the air and just perceive.
Perceive? Great. Give me a perception.
I'm going to be immediately on guard and watching Beats like a hawk in case anything comes at her.
Okay.
I got a 20.
20? Okay. Yeah. You just see forest for a distance. You see a lake probably about 3 or 4 miles away. And looks like there might be some activity in the middle of the lake. Like there's like some smoke rising, maybe a village or something. But in the other direction, you just see kind of a river. It just looks like an open countryside in front of you. You don't see any industry so much. Like you don't see like roads or anything like that.
Okay, so I'm going to convey that to my
Okay.
team, but I'm going to stay up kind of high.
Okay.
Do you see, so I'll ask Beaks out loud so everybody can hear. Do you see the vines that look like what your friend, the wizard, told us about?
With that perception, you did not see him.
I do not.
Is there like a term? Is forage a term of art? Like, is that only for looking for food?
It would be for looking for food. Yeah.
Only? Okay. All right. Well, for what it's worth, forests are some of my. I'm a natural explorer in them.
Mm-hmm.
So if we decide to move, we should be, proficient at it, or not slow at least.
Okay.
And we shouldn't get lost unless somebody trixies us magically.
So Beaks lands, and you guys are talking about this. And as you guys are standing there, you see something move by the tree down just in this direction, right here.
I don't see it.
I don't see a ping.
I don't see it. Mm-mm.
Oh, you guys don't see it? Are you
again?
on this page?
Yeah,
we
we're
are.
on the
Yes,
forest
I see the page.
I didn't see a ping, and I'm all the way
Wonder why.
zoomed out.
Can one of you guys ping? I don't know what's going on
Let me
there.
see. Hard press.
I
I
see
see a
that.
blue ping.
I got a
There we
black
go.
ping.
Black ping.
I got a blue ping right there. Do you guys see it?
No.
No.
Is it the layers?
Directly
Isn't there layers?
Oh, yeah.
There
You're right.
are
Did I do it?
layers.
Did I do
You
it?
did it. High
did.
five, buddy.
I see the
Yep,
royal
yep.
blue
There we
ping
go.
now.
There it is.
So just as you guys are talking, you guys are kind of surprised. It looks like part of the tree just steps forward, like something just steps out of the tree, and you see something in somebody in a long green cloak as they approach into the sunlight. And you see somebody step out like they're just coming out of the tree itself. And we'll ask somebody to please ask Tavern to come back to the group.
Ooh, I think I can do that. One sec.
Oh my goodness. Boy, whoever this is going to meet a very dour group.
But in the meantime, if Beaks is back on the ground, I'm going to position myself so that I can be protective of Beaks or Oriana, preferably both if I can swing it.
When this thing stepped out, I definitely have no problem with you just moving forward and being in a position. Sure, that makes sense.
But absolutely take an advanced position.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you just like a mental trill saying thanks.
Just waiting. For
I
it to pop
am
up.
going to stand beside you.
Mm-hmm.
The suspense.
Yes. So Do we get any details from this distance? 'Cause
Yes,
it's not
but I'm
that far away.
No, but
You're
I'm
gonna
let,
wait.
I'm gonna let
Here we go.
Tavern take care of that. So Tavern, you were told to wait in this spot, and the people you were waiting on walked out of the cave entrance, which you know is the entrance to the realm, as you've been told. And you basically were standing still by this tree, and as they kind of talked for a bit, you took the moment and you stepped forward and spoke to them for the first time. So if you want to say what you want to say and describe yourself.
I gotta get in character. So just give me 1 second.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
It still feels real
Oh boy.
Oh God. Scutter.
Is there a wig?
I feel like there's props.
There have to be props. Maybe a cloak. I don't know.
Is he a tree? I don't know. I'm expecting branches. Oh. I wonder when he's going to come back.
Hello.
I don't know. Where is he?
Who is that?
All I see is books.
Yeah. Books and a headset. Very strange.
You see a tall, humanoid-looking tree.
He's a tree.
Wait, what?
Skin of bark.
I have skin of bark. My hair is like fronds of a fern tied in, like a mass of braids and big mustache.
Is the mustache green?
How tall?
Yeah, about 6'6". I'm holding a shield that looks like a giant leaf in different shades of green. And on my belt, you see a couple of daggers that are covered in feathers. They're just regular daggers or whatever. And then in my hand, you see a sickle, but the blade is shaped like a crescent moon, and it has amber eyes set into it. And then you notice that my eyes are just pools of amber. There's no pupil or anything. It's almost like
Okay,
tree
amber
sap.
makes sense. Tree sap, amber. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, and I'm wearing what looks like a wooden breastplate, but it's darker than the bark of my skin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have, like pants that are made out of different foliage and whatnot. So yeah.
Above the table, is there a name for this type of creature?
You are just meeting the first one right now.
Okay.
It's called a nim.
No, no. When I do speak, it sounds like wind blowing through the trees.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the rustling of leaves forming words.
And he also will very often when he's there's going to be conversation here, but he stands unnaturally still. Sometimes like that's why he blended into the tree. He's just very naturally still for long periods of time.
And therefore he is impossible to see. Like, what is that, Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah. I have a theory on. I have a theory that he actually was invisible, but that's
yeah.
Just saying. All right, let me get this off.
That was too much. Okay, so you step forward. Do you remember what we talked about as the reason for you to being there? Oh,
he doesn't have his headphones on.
Yeah, I screwed up.
I have returned.
Okay, do you remember the reason why you're there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you run with it for a bit.
All right, let me get to my information that I had to have on a different screen. All right. As I look at you, I do a very stiff bow, but it looks like it almost looks like a strong wind is pushing me over when I'm doing it. All the movements are very flowing. And I say, greetings. I look at I don't know her name, Symphonia, but I'm looking at her and says, cousin of the bow. And then I look at the others. Greetings. I, Treon, am. Welcome to the Verdancy.
Greetings, Treon. I'm Symphonia. This is Beaks, Peril, and Oriana. What is the nature of this place?
The nature of this place is nature. The mistress of the tower has sent me as representative of the Chlorans.
Do we know what Chlorans are?
No.
No.
Are you a Chloran?
We are all Chloran to an extent, some more alien than others. But yes, I am of the original species.
When you say we, you don't mean like us too.
All children of the mother are bound, or so the teachings say. I personally have never met one of your kind, but I know by what we've gathered over the millennia that you must be a cousin. I can smell it upon you.
Do I sense anything on him? Like,
You smell that uncanny fey, but not quite fey.
okay.
Like it's just slightly off.
Okay.
When you
when
say
he-
the mother, do you mean the all mother? Sorry.
That was my question.
I look at the ground and I just,
You are trained in religion, so you would know what the All Mother is.
okay. Is it the same thing?
No.
No. I speak of the mother of
The
everything that grows within the Verdancy. And through it, everything that grows outside of the Verdancy.
Okay.
Does he mean
You-
Corbaya?
When you spoke of the mistress of the tower,
I bow.
does this mistress have a name
You only
that
know her
we
as
would
mistress.
know?
You only know her as mistress of the tower.
The mistress is the mistress of the tower.
Is the mistress living? Can we meet the mistress?
The mistress has sent me as an ambassador, if that is the correct word.
Okay.
Did you talk to the mistress lately?
I
Is
convert.
the mistress in the room with us right now?
The mistress is always present. Do you not feel her?
I don't feel anything right now.
I sense deep sorrow.
Well, you're
I can
not
tell
drunk.
by the weight of your presence on the blades of grass as they sing.
You'll have to
We would
forgive
like
us.
to. We would like to meet the mistress. Can you help us find her?
I can take you to her.
That would
Yes,
be
please.
awesome. Can we let's
Please
do it?
follow me.
Okay.
And I turn, and it's almost like, as I walk, it's almost like there's nothing in my path that can stop my steps. Like, it's just, it's so natural that it just kind of blends. It's a kind of a weird sight, but yeah.
Do you have feet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. It's not like roots or something.
Nope.
Okay.
He said he was humanoid, but like
Yeah.
wearing.
Okay.
Like my skin is made out of bark, so you'll see
Made out of
you know,
bark.
yeah, you'll see different knots of wood or whatever where muscles would normally be. You'll still see the cordage, but it's just made out of branches and whatnot with an overlayer of bark.
Will this be a long walk to get to the mistress?
Maybe about 45 minutes.
About the time it takes to get there.
Nice.
Perfect.
So again, I'll hang back to bring up the rear of the party.
I don't know what the hell time is, so really.
That is a great way to answer it, to be honest.
I'll stay up.
How do you spell Treon?
Front.
Treon.
So
Okay.
you guys walk for about 45 minutes. You would be able to say, until the sun is here, you would probably have some natural way of kind of getting that across of, the sun will be over here, but it's your way, however you want to do that. Do you guys ask any questions for that 45 minutes? Is there anything you guys are looking at? You're as you walk, you do see kind of like the nature kind of gets out of his way. He just walks just kind of a natural. As a ranger, you kind of appreciate that he's basically not affected by plant life.
Cool. I'll ask him if there are others of his kind around and how many.
We have passed many.
Are we in danger? Are there things that would endanger us, kill us?
In the Verdancy?
In the Verdancy.
What is hurt?
There are many things that can hurt
But
us.
what is hurt?
Damage, break, kill.
Only in the nature of things.
Okay. On the way, we are looking for specific type of plant. Do you know of this plant? Could somebody describe it to him?
Mm-hmm.
Did somebody go ahead?
It's called Venus vinifera caris. It is a dark vine that is opalescent, almost purple in color.
Give me a nature check with advantage, Treon.
Yeah. Give me a second. Don't miss that, Treon. You said a nature check?
Yep, with advantage.
Nature, and I think if I hold Alt, it's a plus. No, is it Control or is it Shift? One of these. Damn it. I don't know if that's it or not. I'm trying to figure out because I know that you can hold it or something. Screw it. Here we go. It's just going to give me the one. The first one was a 17. And then I'll roll it again just to see what happens.
Okay.
And the other one was a 24. So there you go.
24. You definitely recognize it. It is something you're not supposed to talk about. It's dangerous. And you feel like it would be best to let the mistress explain. But unless you want to do a deception to cover your reaction, you basically, his eyes go wide. But like, it's up to you if you want to do a deception to try to hide that.
No, I'm an open book. I don't know these people. I've never encountered.
But you have no reason.
I have no reason to not trust because that's just who we are.
Yeah, yeah.
So
his eyes go very big and he tenses for a second and goes very still, almost like that tree stillness, and then comes out of it. And then you can respond however you want.
That is hurt.
Mm.
And I keep walking.
Okay. We better ask your mistress about this.
So you guys walk for another, like I said, about 45 minutes, and we will move you over to this. And you approach an opening, and you see, as you're getting closer to the opening, you see a stone tower over the rest of the trees, probably about 50 feet, and up above the top of the tower, you see a foliage of a great ancient tree breaking through the top of the tower, probably another 30 feet above that. So as you get closer, you can see down here, you see a tower, and you see the stone goes up about 50 feet, and then the tree extends above that.
Don't I have that open?
Okay,
can you guys
so
see that on the screen?
The tree, the tree goes how high?
About 80 feet. And you see in this opening, you see small tables and almost like, I wouldn't call them picnic benches, but just open studying, groups studying and groups walking around, and they're all plant-based creatures like Treon, but you see one has flowers and one is made up of mushrooms. One is almost like sticks, almost like very, very small sticks. It's actually smaller than the others. And you just see kind of combinations. They're all just studying and reading books and talking to each other. It's very communal, and there's just conversation as they walk, kind of almost like a campus, as they circle. The tree and the tower are the center of the activity. People are going in and out of it, and they all kind of stop and stare at you for a second.
Do any of these creatures appear to be carrying anything that resembles a weapon or appear militaristic in any way?
Most of them seem very studious. Most of them are wearing almost like robes. Some of them have a little bit of armor, like Treon does, and you see a lot of the wooden skinned ones as well, the bark skinned, just as much. So there's about 4 different types, but most of them, I would say, they're not armed and probably just more student based. But you do see a couple of them, before they stop to look at you, are casting small spells, like maybe a cantrip or an illusion or just sparks of magic.
Okay.
But they all go very still as you start to approach.
Can I? You may have recognized some of the flowers and some of the mushrooms and whatnot as we made our way here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said, we've been passing others the whole time, but they were going still.
Okay. Are we coming from the north?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now I see us. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to continue to step forward and see if any of them try to talk to me.
None of them talk to you so much. A lot of them will scurry away or back away.
Okay.
And they are speaking in a language. What languages do you have?
I've got Elven, Common, Orc, and Dwarven.
Let me double check something real quick. I think I remember this answer, but I'm just trying to remember. They speak something that you don't understand, but it's almost like the same kind of way he sounds, almost trills and nature sounds and wind through the trees. Very much like you could walk through a forest and hear it and not know its language.
I see.
Okay.
What does everybody else speak language-wise?
Common and
Elven.
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Infernal. No Sylvan.
Okay. So yeah, they're all kind of whispering. They're very quiet, but they don't approach, but they just kind of back away and give you room.
What language does Kritter or Symphonia speak?
Elven, Common, Orc, and Dwarven.
There is a little bit. There's a connection to Elven in a way. Like you could almost understand that there's Elvish sounding words, but not quite.
Okay, I'll ask Treon. Who are these guys?
These are my brothers and sisters. These are the Chlorians. And you are now in the presence of the mistress of the tower.
Where can you point her out?
I stand with my back to the tower, and my arms go out like branches. And I guess this is where Daniel comes in. If the mistress comes in at all, this is the time. I pulled a freaking Iron Man.
When you say Mistress of the Tower, they all stop and they turn. All the other Chlorins stop and turn and face the tower when you say that, and you can see the leaves are moving in the tree, but that's all you see.
Okay.
Are we talking about the tree?
Basically, you just motion for them to enter the towers.
Yeah, I was thinking. I proceed into the tower or up onto the tower, whatever.
So as you get into the tower, you see a winding staircase on the outside, kind of that standard medieval tower kind of build that it just goes up. But instead of floors, there is just shelves of books.
Nice.
It's just this giant library that goes up, and it's open to the sky. And there's just some of them are on the stairs, and there's more of the Chlorins in here of all 4 subtypes, and they all just stop and look at you. But as you enter, you see coming out of the tree, you see a beautiful woman of greenish kind of skin, like just a tint, and her eyes are pure green, and she's in kind of just long flowing green robes. And she comes out, and she's actually looks like she's connected to the tree, like the branches are moving her.
I'm kneeling.
Yeah. And she just kind of floats down, almost angelic out of the tree, and says, welcome to the Verdancy. I am the Mistress of the Tower. How may I help you? And just lilting, beautiful sound, almost elvish in a way, but not elvish.
Okay, I'm feeling compelled to just kind of like give her like a flourishing kind of bow. And introduces in the same way I did to Treon. I'm Symphonia. This is Beaks, Oriana. This is Peril, and we were escorted here by Treon, and he let us know that you sent him as an envoy, or as a whatever.
Ambassador,
thanks.
She turns and smiles at Treon and bows her head and says, "You have done well, my son. Thank you for your service."
I splay myself out, and then I go back to kneeling and stay there.
She smiles and just very gentle, but she's kind of slow, almost like he is, of just not in a rush. Not like Treebeard from Lord of the Rings, but just I'll get there when I get there. Things happen, just of your own time. And she reaches out her hand and points at one of the wizards that is working with one of the books and says, "My daughter Reja, divine that you are going to be here today, and what your that it was of great need for the realm." And she actually reaches out, and one of the branches comes down and just kind of brushes the cheek of Reja, and Reja just kind of leans into it as that. And she is one of those of the diviner subclass, and saw your entrance into our realm, and of great need and great portent for the future of our realm and that of the outside realm. Please, how can I help you?
We've been told we need ink from a special plant that we could find based in what we believe is still part of this greenhouse.
She smiles when you said greenhouse, just kind of like an inside joke of like, oh, it's like so much more than that.
So much
her.
more.
Yeah. But she just kind of smiles and nods. What is the name of the plant?
We were told it is called Venus venifera caris, and that it is a dark vine that is opalescent, almost purple in color.
When you say that name, she turns and looks at Treon and kind of makes eye connection, like, catches eyes with him, and just subtly like moves back in the trees, and the branches just quiver for a second.
Yeah, I was about to say my leaves are.
That is a dangerous plant. As you can see, the plants of my realm have gained sentience, but my Chlorine children are not the only ones. most of my plants over the time and space and years and centuries have grown in their own ways. That one is one of danger.
Hurt.
We can help you get to that. Can you explain to me why you need this specific plant?
I'm gonna look at Symphonia.
Yeah.
Be like,
I'm gonna kind of recount the situation. It's a pit fiend, right? That's what it's called. Right. So, my fellow traveler Beaks here, her home city has been under a lot of stress. Particularly, we discovered because there is a pit fiend trapped in a time stop spell under the city. And it has finally breached the time stop spell, not completely, but enough so that it can summon new demons. And they've corrupted a lot of their systems, and we cannot face it alone with the power that we have. And so we're trying to find a way to help Beaks and her people without, dying, basically. So if you have any recommendations or advice or anything you can do to help us other than the plant, but including that plant, we would be in your debt.
Someone made a summoning circle that summoned this pit fiend, and we could see that part of the circle was scratched through or destroyed, and it needs to be repaired in order for us to stop this pit fiend from getting out.
That would explain why my defensive magics triggered so long ago, and I have not left since, just to protect my realm. Can you tell me what year it is? And you guys basically would be able to tell her what the year is, and she reacts to that. And as you guys were explaining the situation, branches of the tree were going to different parts of the library and getting very specific books and handing them to different wizards and students that were on the stairs. And they were collecting, like, this is something we need to look at. This is something we need to look at. And she's basically just pulling all the books out to teach her students to, like, this is something we need to look at. That specific plant that has become more than what it was has traits that can affect time. So I'm assuming you've been told by a wizard that would know this, or someone highly trained in Arcana, that this would help you enter that time stop spell. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We have to repair that, but we have to get inside the time stop to do it.
That makes sense. Treon, I would give you this task, this quest, to lead these new friends to this place. And she says something in the language of a name, and it's a specific location that you know. This creature has become more, like my children have become more. It controls plants around it, and it swallows those that it fights with or battles with. So be careful, and it has a horrible stench as you approach. So you will need to defeat this creature to take some of the flowers that grow on it to do this, but it is possible, and I feel a strength in you that you can achieve this, but just be aware.
Mistress.
Yes.
Are you saying harvest
Yes.
this creature?
Yes.
Very well.
It is dangerous to our realm on its own, and to do what needs to be done to save Kael Crystallis of the outside realm, this needs to be done. I don't enjoy losing one of my plants, but this should be harvested for the greater good. But please, we will prepare a meal for you, and please take the time to rest tonight. You will have time to get there, and my child Treon will show you the way of where you need to go. But please take a rest and succor here, and we will take care of you here at the tower, if you are okay with that.
I look at the party.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's offering a long rest is what she's offering you.
Okay. And before we go, can you tell us if there's anything we can do to protect ourselves from this particular plant, or if it is has any weaknesses or any particular way in which it like fights those that come against it?
It is. She reaches for a specific book and opens it up, flips a couple pages with one of the branches, and brings it in front of her, and then puts it back. I would not use lightning against it, or cold or fire.
Oh, no fire.
Definitely no lightning. But,
super hot fire.
Just there's no specifics. It is resistant to cold and fire, and that it has swallowed before to fight against you. And it has power over the surroundings.
Are they undead?
In a way.
Okay.
But nothing specific that I can give you to protect you beyond just knowledge. But as you can see, and she kind of motions, and knowledge is in itself a weapon.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it makes sense to rest here. It's been a hell of a day.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I was going to say, go ahead.
No, she just motions for some of her attendants and her students to take care of you, and they basically lead you out, and they prepare a bountiful meal, vegetarian, which is kind of weird. But
no, but plants eat plants. It happens. It's a cycle of life.
Yeah.
Some plants eat bugs.
Other things.
Bugs. Yeah. True.
But it's just generally like fruits and vegetables, and they take you almost. It's very much like Lothlorien, where just mossy beds to sleep in, and it's all just very natural.
Brooks and creeks and whatever.
But basically, they create a fire for you guys to just sit around. Are very careful about how the fire is around.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, they are. But you can basically take the evening to rest to get that. If you have any questions, there's plenty of the Chlorins to speak to if there's any questions.
And I'm standing guard the whole evening, so.
Yep.
Okay. Long rest it is. Regaining spell slots.
Okay, so you said flowering vine.
I just did it.
Two back.
We got two back. So we have one that is used up, so we have 6 remaining.
Okay.
Roger.
Right, let me see. Long rest.
I would have stayed up all night, and I wouldn't have stayed up all night, excuse me. I would have rested around what I had observed from Beaks, making sure that she was comfortable, probably not seeking out any more contact, but making sure that she is safe and nearby.
Okay.
Once I get everything, settled, once I settle in, I pull out the flute and kind of continue on my I don't know what the word for it would be, but my song for Grimm.
Okay.
Like a requiem, sort of.
Yeah, a requiem for Grimm.
And I would have opened his half barrel of good ale and offered it to the group.
Yeah, basically it's up to you guys. Some of the others kind of approach from time that they don't really talk that much because they seem in awe of you, or not frightened so much, but just very cautious. But when you play the music, they do kind of approach closer and closer. You notice at your feet, with your passive perception, Symphonia, you notice that there's a very small one it was hidden in just very light grass, but it was only about 2.5 feet tall, and it's just looking up at you with 2 little eyes, just kind of poking through the grass.
Nice.
But it's the closest. It's literally right by your feet, and it is in rapture of the song.
Nice. Well, I give it a little wink.
It gets further back in the grass. You can see me? Did you see me? I'm very good at hiding.
I nod yes while I'm still playing.
Okay. Do the others see me?
I shrug.
Okay. And he goes back in the grass. What's your name?
I stop playing and I say, Symphonia, what's yours?
Brexis.
Brexis. Nice. What do you do around here, Brexis?
I just got here a little while ago, and I'm gonna be a wizard, but right now I just I collect things, and I'm learning how to cast spells. But
Nice.
I hide really well, and I sneak up and I listen in on people.
Well, you did.
I'm really good at that.
You did very well.
Okay.
You know who else is really good at that? Don't go talk to.
I didn't see you there. I hide, but I don't see very well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw that Symphonia was talking to somebody, so.
Oh, sorry. You have horns. Why do you have horns?
Well,
you smell like sulfur.
There, somewhere back in my ancestry, there was. Now, I am good.
Yeah.
But somewhere back in my ancestry,
what's your name?
There was. My name is Oriana Hope.
Oh, I'm Brexis. Hi.
Lovely to meet you.
It looks like it's it looks like it's just literally like made of sticks.
Now, there is one among us who is very good at being sneaky, but right now she's very sad, so I wouldn't talk to her.
Oh, is that
she's the one, the purple with the bird lady, the very purple feathers. Yes.
Our birds don't always look like that.
Ours don't either. She's very special.
No, our birds usually have like leaves.
Your birds have leaves.
Yeah, instead of wings.
Oh, I've never seen a bird with leaves.
I've never seen a bird with
very
wings,
special.
with feathers. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The mistress told us about it. We've seen illusions. She's shown us all the animals from the outside. We didn't believe the outside was really the outside, but it's there. You guys are from there.
Yes, we are.
While y'all are talking, can I sneak back into the library?
Oh,
above table.
Sorry. What'd you say?
So while y'all are chatting, can I go and sneak back into the library?
Yeah. Okay. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to sneak back into the library and check out some of those books. See if there's anything around that might be useful that I could read.
Do you walk in or do you fly in?
I'm going to fly in.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're literally looking at a 5-story library. So is there something you're looking for specifically, or it's a spiral around the tree basically?
I think I'm looking for something that either I can take with me to show my, companions that could help us along the way. I'm looking for something that might be in our language that's written.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Most of what you see is written in common.
Oh, it is? Okay. So can I just spend some time there and become more educated? Because my history isn't too bad, so I'm pretty interested in that.
Okay.
And since this is a different realm within my area,
give me an investigation. Give me an investigation real quick.
13.
Very quickly, you pick up that all of the historical stuff you would look at is history of your realm, not of this realm. These are books from Ilor. The history of Ilor is here, not the history of the Verdancy.
Oh. So if I start looking specifically for information on the Verdancy, even books left behind by some of the students.
Yeah, you don't, with that 13, you don't see anything specifically listing the Verdancy anywhere. You see a lot of historical, you see some maps, you see some geology, stuff like that. You would see creation mythos. You would see some of the ages listed of Ilor, clear back to the creation.
But nothing helpful.
Nothing about the Verdancy itself. This is like if you wanted to look at history of your world, you could be able to look that stuff up.
Is Treyon sitting with us?
He's probably
Standing
close, but not sitting with you.
Yeah, I
Okay, I'm
wanted to
just
talk
gonna
to
stay in
Treyon
there
at
for a
some
while.
point.
Okay.
Before oh my gosh, what's his name? Brexus gets scared away. As we're still like chatting, I want to say, so you say you collect things, right?
I find stuff. Yeah.
You find stuff? Okay. I have just like a simple woven bracelet. I take it off and I'm like, is this something that you would like to collect?
And he yanks it away.
Take care of it though, okay?
Okay. He puts it on and it's like a headband for him.
Nice.
Oh, this is nice.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna keep playing my flute.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some chocolate.
Hold on. He runs over real quick, and you see like the grass move.
Okay.
And he comes back, and he holds up a diamond for you, pretty lady.
Okay, I happily accept. And I say, oh my gosh, this is so nice. Thank you so much. Where did this come from?
Brexus fine stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
You would guess that's 1,000 gold diamond.
I want to play it
Oh,
super cool.
Wow.
And just say thank you. This is such a mighty gift. I appreciate it.
Brexus has bunches of those.
Brexus, I don't know if I don't. Sorry, I don't mean to.
He has a very bad passive perception. That's just he's sneaky, but he's not wise.
Okay, well, I'd like to pull out a bar of chocolate and take off a little piece of it and say, "This is very special treat that we eat from the outside. Would you like to try some? It's made from a plant."
He just grabs it out of your hand.
Okay.
And he sticks a tongue out of the sticks, just like this little tongue comes out. Oh, I don't like.
You don't like it?
No. No.
Is it too bitter?
I don't know. We don't have that here. I don't like.
Well, it's been licked by a tree, so I don't know.
You got a chocolate piece licked by a tree. She got 1,000 gold piece. He's actually. If you look at him, he's like.
It's
He actually
starting to melt my
fingers.
fingers.
He scoots over closer to Symphonia.
I'm going to tuck it in a bush.
The bush spits
It'll
it
go
back out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Beaks, while you're looking at the books, you actually hear the tree moving behind you, and the mistress is floating down behind you. Alan, sister, how are you?
Sad.
Why are you sad?
We lost someone in our last fight that was helping to defend my homeland.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Thanks.
It is not easy to lose a friend.
It's not.
Did you know him a long time?
Long enough?
There's no book in here that will help you through that grief. I wish if there was, I would hand it to you. Can you tell me of him?
He was awful.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Awful in a good way. I've had friends.
The best awful. Mm-hmm.
Tell me of the city. I have not seen it for 1,000 years. How does it fare?
I haven't seen it in a while either. You know, we just returned, and then found all this chaos. I didn't get a lot of time to see my homeland before we were pulled into the fight.
Did the wizards come back? I mean, I don't understand. If they left, why did they not come back?
There's a lot of mystery around that, a lot of evil. And that's why we're doing what we're doing.
I'm so sorry. We're not all like that. I hope you know that I just came here and defended my my realm that I created. If I would have known, I would have done more. I hope you understand.
You're going to do more now, right? You're
Absolutely.
not sending us somewhere bad, are you?
No. I want you to help defend the city and correct what's going on. And I'm thinking I'm going to send Treyon with you. He is my ambassador. I need to start sending my children out into the world, and I was hoping maybe he could travel with you. Is that okay?
He could die.
We could all die, but if you do it for the right cause, then it's okay.
Do you think he's okay with dying?
For the right cause, he is. He's a stalwart soul.
Is this the right cause?
That's not my call. We all must make that call by ourselves.
Well, I hope you give him a choice and you don't just send him.
They're my children. I never force them to do anything.
Good. Because they could die.
Okay. They could die here as well.
Do you have anything you could give me to help?
What do you search for? What do you
I don't
need?
know, but I just wanted to ask just in case.
Let me think upon it, and upon your return, I may have something I can give you.
Can I stay here tonight in your tower?
Certainly.
Thank you.
I will leave you to it. And she just pulls back into the trees. Peril, what are you doing?
I wouldn't say that I noticed immediately, but at some point I will have noticed that Beaks has gotten away from me.
Yep, she's very sneaky.
She is very sneaky. But I do believe that I would clock that she had gone to the tower.
You know that she's gone. You noticed she's gone. You didn't know where she went.
Then I would try to reach out psychically to her if that's still up.
It was for an hour. I don't think she recharged it. No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
You could give me an insight. Like where do you think she might go? You know her.
Do I notice Peril looking around?
Yeah.
14.
Do I have?
There's really only one major landmark here. You know that she's inquisitive and curious, and probably would look for something to obtain. She probably didn't go out into the trees by herself. She's not flying around, so the tower is probably a pretty good chance that she's in that direction.
Just think that Peril would want to make sure that she's okay if she's wandered away. So Peril would probably wander over to the tower to see if she could get a visual of some sort.
Okay. You get there. There's still a lot of people. Who did we lose? Oh, she's hiding.
She's hiding.
A lot of the activity you see now at night is more of the mushroom folk. More of those that are made up of the mushrooms. They're the more active now. So it's almost like a night shift. A lot of them are more active at night than in the day. So you see a lot more of those students active in the tower. They're just kind of wandering around and talking, and they bow and get out of your way as you approach.
And I do my best not to be overly intimidating. I obviously take up as much space as I take up, but I'm not doing anything to overtly be intimidating.
Sure.
So I would approach the tower and try to see if I could see her. I don't know if I can see into the tower from outside or not.
Oh yeah, it's wide open. You can walk right in.
So I would approach and try to catch a visual of her.
Okay. Give me a perception when you move in.
Better. 19.
Okay. You hear somebody talking at the top, but you're not exactly sure. Nobody else is really talking down here at the bottom. You see the tree moving in the middle, like the branches moving, like the mistress is moving around. And you do hear kind of a muffled conversation through the leaves. That's about the only thing you really.
Can I approach Peril?
Yeah.
She is as safe here as anywhere. If anything should befall her, may all moisture leave my body.
I would size him up, and not want to be immediately rude and say, I would never question the safety of your home. My friend has been through a lot, and I just want to make sure she's okay.
I did not mean in the physical sense. I know she is sad. We can all sense it. She is safe here. And then I just wander off.
Peril accepts it and goes back to the fire.
Okay.
Does Oriana looks around. Does she see where Treyon has moved off to?
You saw Peril walk off, look around for a bit, and then focus on the tower. And as Peril tends to do, once she finds a target, she just goes directly towards it. She actually kind of walks through 2 conversations and doesn't even realize it. Just on a direct path once she picks it. And Treyon just kind of catches that she's going in that direction, just kind of meanders on a side beside her, not stalking her, but just kind of following at a distance. And eventually they both fade off towards the tower.
You see me wander back. I head back toward where I was. Yes.
Eventually, but
eventually,
things have to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Oriana is kind of trying to keep things under lock and key and kind of mission focused. And that's how she is dealing with things at the moment. So she would approach Treyon and say, hello, Treyon. I understand that you'll be leading us to where we need to go tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. It is my job to help keep my companions healthy and safe, aid them in whatever way I can. How can you aid us? We all have our bit of strength or magic or abilities with bows and such. How can you aid us in our fight tomorrow?
I was trained to harvest in the verdant sea.
Your scythe?
Among other things.
Among other things. So you will be able to help us if we have to fight.
Your life is my responsibility. I have been tasked.
Okay. We all trust each other. We're going to need to put some faith in you. And I just want to make sure that you're up to the task.
I look at her, and then I step off.
Okay. Oriana hops on her broom, goes up into the air, and seethes and just sort of like grits her teeth for a bit and tries to relax so that she can get to sleep.
I love that.
She might be gone for an hour or so, but she will be back. I kind of wave to Peril as I hop on my broom. And so she sees where I've gone and doesn't worry about me because I saw her look for her other companion. And I go up into the air.
Symphonia, as you're playing music, you hear some music off in the distance at one of the other fires. And it's
I had an idea for this. This is what I was going to do earlier, but never mind. Go ahead.
And it's just, it almost feels elvish in a way, like it's just hinting at elvish, like the language was earlier. Like you can feel like there's bases of similarities with elvish that it's enough to just catch your ear.
Okay. I'm gonna try to change my tune and like harmonize with the melody and stand up and sort of walk over there.
Okay. Give me a performance. Actually, give me an insight to understand the music, and then a performance on after that.
Okay. Insight 5.
Okay.
Performance.
So give me a performance. give me a performance at a disadvantage.
Okay, let's see if it gets worse then. Let's see. One roll was 7 and the other was a nat 20, but it's disadvantage, so 7 it is.
So you guys, anybody who's as you're coming back, Treyon, you're coming back to the fire, and you see Symphonia just kind of like tip her head, and she starts to play music with music she's hearing, and she starts to walk towards it, and it's not sounding good. And you see at her feet, Brexus runs up to her pant and just tugs on it and goes.
Can I sense that it sounds bad? Like, am I hearing that it's okay? And then I'm just gonna.
You were kind of in this like ethereal like moment of this is beautiful, and you're like, what? Oh, and you suddenly you're like jarred. You're like, that was bad.
Okay, yeah, like in shame, I go sit back where I was sitting and continue playing the old thing I was playing. And
okay,
yeah,
okay, and Brexus looks at you and goes, "Help you."
Thanks, man.
That's okay. That's hard. I don't play music either.
I don't play music either.
Okay, I'm gonna like kind of pick it up a little bit and try to like in my non-related to the other music way. I'm gonna like throw some trills in there and whatnot to try and show off.
Sure, go for it.
I'm just gonna lean forward and say, "Try using the wind."
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I have no clue what that means.
Well, because I would think that music in the verdancy would be created with leaves and branches and movement and the wind. So
you know that it's actually the pedal folk. There's a group of the pedal folk that are singing in the next fire, and that they're using the Sylvan language to do it. So it's like trying to play in a different language. So
right, but what I'm saying, but for her music to meld, I would say it would have to flow like nature.
Yeah, give me a charisma check, Treyon, to see if you can.
I have no
charisma. It's okay. Give me a persuasion. Just give me a persuasion.
You want a persuasion?
We can see. You're trying to explain something that's like.
How did that even have 16? I don't even know how that happened.
He speaks for a little bit, and suddenly it breaks through. Like you start to understand the magic and the music that he's talking about, and you're like, "Oh, okay, wait a second." So you can try again.
Okay.
To try to incorporate some of that into your music.
Do I need to roll performance?
Yep.
At a disadvantage?
Not a disadvantage.
Okay,
yeah, he gave you back to regular.
It's a 14.
14. You start to get it. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it gives you. You start to understand the otherworldness of it now with your Fey Wanderer, and you start to weave it in better. Okay. It's like you're playing a different type of song that you've never been trained on before, and now you can incorporate it into your music.
Cool.
Yes. Yes. So, what does Ember think of this?
What would Ember be doing?
What is Ember doing?
Ember is sitting in the fire.
Oh, yes, recharging.
Yeah, that's kind of his place. If you call him, he'll come out if you make any motion. But right now, he's just kind of staying there because that's kind of his place.
Just want to keep an eye on the little guy.
I'm just gonna keep working at it because I know my first try was so embarrassing. I want to get better.
Brexus is really impressed now, and he's just sitting at your feet and clapping badly. He's like that kid that has no rhythm, but really is enthusiastic about it.
Love that for him.
Precious.
Yeah, he's like. So you start to gather a couple, and then you actually see one of the pedal folk, one of the flowers. They have like flowers, like their hair is just a train of flowers down the side, and they actually come over and sit at your feet, and they give you a couple of pointers. because you're kind of speaking their language and playing their kind of music, and it actually improves what you're doing. So this gives you, like, if you were to play this in your realm, this would give you kind of a uniqueness that nobody else can offer.
Oh, you just
speaking my
basically
language.
opened a vault and said, "Here you go."
Yeah, but it's what a performer
Perfect.
would want. It's almost like a magic item for them.
Yeah.
So.
Love that.
Yep.
Very
Perfect.
exciting.
That's amazing.
So you said one with like flowers.
Mm-hmm. Just like long train of flowers, like they wear their hair just slightly down like that across one eye almost.
I'd like to take out one of my wooden carvings that is one of Rhea's blessings, blossoms.
Oh, yeah,
and show it to this one, and say, "Have you seen any flowers like here in the Verdancy?"
No, but the mistress has told us of that. Those don't grow naturally here, but it is one I'd love to see.
Well, this is not colored. This is just a piece of wood.
Right.
It's just a carved piece of wood, but
she does an illusion. She just kind of waves her hand real quick and just sparkles of magic, and then one of them appears. The mistress has told us of those kind of flowers. So it is one of my, if I were ever to leave the Verdancy, that is one of my goals, is to see that flower. I would love to see the flowers of your world.
Well, if you do get to leave the Verdancy, if you ever see some of these growing in an area, that is a good place to camp, because the goddess Rhea has blessed that area, and it is a safe place.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is your name?
My name is Ariana. What is your name?
My name is Constella.
That is a beautiful name, Constella.
You are the first of the outside realm to ever be to the Verdancy. It is quite a thing. I wouldn't be surprised if more people don't come from the city and try to visit. So you probably shouldn't stay. You'll become quite the legend very quickly.
Well, we have much to do, so
be very careful. That is not the safest place you are going. That creature has harvested many.
We'll be as careful as we can.
Treon is a good guardian, though. He will lead you the correct way. I would trust in Treon.
For president in 2026.
Of the Verdancy. Make the Verdancy great again.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna get me some Treon caps.
Canceled.
No, don't.
Not again. So we have gone a long time kind of in this, and I will go as long as you guys want to go, but it's 11 o'clock. We don't have time to like get into a battle, but we can definitely start the next morning and after the long rest. Is there anything you guys want to do the rest of the night, or as you get together in the morning? They have, a nice assortment of food for you in the morning as well. The stars here are different than any other stars you've ever seen, too.
Nice.
If they have some like fruits that I could take that would last for a little bit, I would like to get some of that tomorrow, wrap it up, and put it in my bag.
Yeah, when you talk to Constella, that's something that she can help you with.
So that I don't know how much longer we're going to be down here, and so that we could have some fresh fruits or something fresh while we're doing this, when we take a break or whenever.
Actually, I'll take a step back on
like Constella. Apples or whatnot.
Yeah, just a second on that. I will take a step back with Constella. When you meet Constella, you're not exactly sure of what gender Constella is. They are more of a neutral.
Okay.
You can't tell. A very very male female. Kind of somewhere in the middle. You're not exactly sure.
Somewhere gender fluid. We don't know.
Non-binary.
Yeah.
Non-binary.
I meant to say that about Constella, and I kept saying she, but Constella would definitely be a they.
Okay. Thank you, Constella.
But they would help you in the morning with having
Okay.
a bag of that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
we haven't talked to Beaks in a while. Beaks, what are you doing?
I'm hanging out with the big tree.
Okay.
And mapping the stars.
Oh, okay. Okay. Give me a. God. That's kind of a nature check.
I don't have to be good at it.
You don't have to be good at it, but yeah, give me. She'll give you. You could ask from one of the students, and they'll give you some parchment. But if you specifically say what you're doing with that, they will provide you with a map of the stars. That's already been done.
Okay, yeah, I would love to ask for one and just be searching the stars and getting our placement with their maps.
Would you like a copy made?
Please, yes.
They hand it off to one of the other students, and they take it downstairs to another room off of it, and they'll start making you a copy.
Great. The curiosity is helping heal my soul. This is a lovely place.
Sure. Treyon, anything you want to do?
What's that?
Treyon, anything for you?
Yes, I'm going to. Since it's getting late, I'm going to, for lack of a better word, plant myself near one of the brooks.
Okay.
To replenish.
Okay.
Just because I know that I'm going on a thing.
Sure.
Makes
total sense.
Okay.
Makes total sense.
I still have a bit of curiosity, and I don't want to forget this next time. I want to ask the mistress if she has another name, because we have heard of the master of this.
Oh yeah, no, she would totally admit to being Corbea.
She's Corbea.
She's
okay.
Corbea. Yeah, she's
Corbea. Okay.
She'll have no problem having this conversation. She's been here for over the realm. The doors have been closed for 1,000 years, but the spell here is 3 times as fast. So it's been 3,000 years in here.
Wow. So the time we spend in here is like 3 days outside for 1 day inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Interstellar.
She
and Corbea is like the board queen.
Yeah, when you say that, she's like, "Oh, I didn't even think of it that way. I've just been so used to being in here with my children." But yes, it will be 3 days. But I think it'd be worth it for you to take the time to rest and replenish. But she eventually the defenses went up, and she wanted to protect her children and her plants at that point. And she closed the door, and after enough time, she started to bond with this tree and just continued the magic. And that's what helped her survive for 3,000 years.
Well, I can tell you that your magic is still working, because right before we arrived outside of the door to your realm, there was obviously some sort of fiendish creature had tried to get in and was just obliterated into dust.
I can feel that every time it happens.
Still functioning.
Yes. I feel the trigger. I feel the trigger every time it happens. Yes. So it's like it's a constant blip to her sometimes.
Like it's kind of, like those bug zappers.
Yeah,
like those bug zappers.
Yeah, that's what it would feel like in her head every time it goes off. Because wizards are aware when their spells activate. So.
She says no lightning because it reminds her of the bug zapper. Good time on a Saturday night in Alabama.
Okay. Well, I cannot wait to play with you, lovely folks, again. It was too long between games. I just have to say.
So I'm giving everybody kind of a final, like the night of, and like I was telling Peril, a lot more of the activity right now as it gets later and later is more of the mushroom folk.
Yeah.
They seem to be the most active in the night. Everybody else is kind of winding down with the songs and the partying. It's not really like a bacchanalian party, but it's just camaraderie, and it's just a genuine camaraderie. Peril, you had your chance at the tower and then you left. What did you want to do after that?
I would have made my way back to our fire where Symphonia and Oriana would be located, knowing that Oriana went up, took some time by herself, but came back down. I would have oriented there by the fire to sleep for the night, but I would have oriented myself so I could watch the tower until such time as I actually went to sleep.
Okay. You get back, and Symphonia is just playing a very light music, just kind of, almost like absent-minded as she's thinking about something else, and just some interesting music. And you see a little stick, one of the stick folk, just almost curled up like a dog, right at her foot, and has just got his head resting on her foot, and is fast asleep. Do you have anything you want to do? Do you have anything you want to say, Peril? You've been kind of just back and forth, so I wanted to give you time if you wanted.
No. I would just... Oh, that's not true. I think I would look at Symphonia and say... things have changed. And I'm going to be more careful going forward.
I just want you to remember what Grimm said as his parting words, because I think it was true. But I agree that caution is always ideal.
Okay.
You guys get a very nice rest as you come back. You're back up, even if you were not up to full. Even if you wouldn't be up to full hit die, you are now back up to full hit die. That only comes back at half of your level, but at this point you are fully recharged, even if you wouldn't be. Everybody wakes up with an inspiration to use next time.
Ooh.
So
it's my first inspiration. So then above the table, I'm
we can only have one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shucks. So I only have one. Damn it.
Inspiration lasts until you take it. It doesn't expire at long rest or anything.
I would say a long rest. You would lose it at a long rest.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
Okay, that's good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not forever, but I would give them for the day at least.
Okay.
You wake up and there is actually somebody waiting for you. They actually hand you off some potions, some healing potions. I'll figure out how many that's going to be there. The tower sends the mistress of the tower sends you some down just because it is a dangerous thing and they want to help where they can. I'll get that figured out for next time. Okay. Well, what types and how many? So, but I'm sorry we didn't get to a fight, but it was just one of those that it was just kind of a role playing one that we were kind of an interesting one. So I wanted to keep going with the world building if we could. So
no problem at all. I think it was a good one.
Okay.
We've had enough fight.
And we did and we did
minute.
get one. There was one healing potion that Grimm did have. It had just said healing potion, so I'm assuming it was a regular.
Yeah,
probably just a standard. So
yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're probably going to have at least a couple of graders in this group because you guys are a couple levels higher, so that always helps. So, so basically, we'll start there the next time. Breakfast is being served. If you guys have any questions you want to ask anybody, we can jump into that next time. But I'll give you guys some time to think it over until we play again. So.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Okay, so as we always do at the end of the Wheel and Chill show, we give everybody a chance for parting words. So, Beaks, you've been a little quiet this session. Why don't Winespring, you start us off?
I always say hopefully by next time after a good rest and something special, maybe from Mistress, I can continue to heal from the loss of my very strange friend.
Oh.
Nice. Jessica?
It's great to be back in the game with everybody. And I can't wait to see you, in a month or so when we reconvene.
Heck yeah. New guy? Tavern?
New guy.
I mean, having just met you, I don't want to leaf this to a longer period of time.
You don't want to branch out too much.
Yeah. I want to keep it close to the trunk. So let's try to shorten the...
Nice.
Yeah. I hope there's a lot of that.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Everybody get ready.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tapper, are you finished?
I'm good.
Want to cut you? Okay,
That's it.
Zool.
Yeah, it was definitely too long, and I will tell you that I did actually cry multiple times about Grimm, the loss of Grimm. This was the first time I'd really gotten emotionally attached in a game to characters, and it really meant something. And Grimm was Oriana's first friend since leaving her family. So, yeah, so there will be more to come from that for sure in the future. But I do want to say that I am starting a podcast, a Wheel of Time podcast with some people.
Oh,
and
cool.
so
Yay.
one of these days you'll see me advertising it on X. We're trying to get a few episodes under our belt before we start. But
Very cool.
Awesome. Can't wait
Do
to
we get
listen.
do we get to know who the other people are,
Or the name?
The name.
Is it still surprised or what?
I'll tell you I'll tell you the people who are involved. It's Koala Sedai, Beth Doman,
okay,
and
Awesome.
Morshadi.
All right. That's
We're all
fun,
very,
Val.
very nerdy people. So
Very cool.
I gotta start a podcast. Everybody else is doing. All the cool kids are doing.
Let's
podcasts.
do a podcast on the European and African swallow situation as it pertains to coconuts.
Oh my
European or African? Yeah. Like, we'll just call it. What's your favorite color?
Blue, red, green, shit.
There
goes the dineros.
No, I think we're fine. We're far enough in. It's not going to be bad. Okay, Daniel, any final words from you?
Just missed hanging out with you, cool, awesome nerds. I apologize. We're both in the middle of moving. We're moving next week, so everything is packed behind me, and we're excited for the next part. And I just wanted to say, Tavern, thank you so much for leaning into that with the character. It helped get that whole race going. It really helped give them some depth to the race. So thank you.
Absolutely.
I have
very
way
fun.
more awkward encounters to have with the rest of the party.
Yay!
So
wouldn't have
thank
it
you
any
for
other
letting
way.
me do that. Because
Yeah.
I listen, when he said this is what I'm thinking, I went, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing with this. And this character's been ready for what, with the exception of the last tweaking of the last couple of things today. The character was made like 2 days after the last episode.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Once I told him
Yeah,
this
the-
idea of where the race was, or the species, or the heritage, whatever you want to call it, he jumped in and we just kind of kept going with it. So it's pretty cool.
So fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So many secret messages.
I know.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, well that's
I
awesome.
wouldn't go that far, but all right.
I'm really glad that we have a reunited or complete party now. We don't have to have Tavern leave for periods of time. I would like to think that it was somehow inspired by where we are in our podcast because we just met the Eds.
For real.
But the timing
really?
seems to be a bit of a coincidence given the fact that this creature was created a month and a half ago.
So many Treebeard vibes.
Like
Yeah, really.
wild end vibes. So that's fun timing.
Well, I just pictured it as like the whole like movie part of Lothlorien, where it was just so gentle and calm, and like being that close to the Mistress of the Tower. She's basically a lot like
Galadriel.
Galadriel.
I would live there for sure.
If she was connected to a tree, this would be Galadriel in a tree. Yeah.
Right. It's like Galadriel meets Goldberry if Goldberry was a tree sprite, basically.
Exactly.
Okay. Anyway, so this was really fun. I'm glad to be reunited. I definitely intend to not wait 2 more months until we reunite again. And in the meantime, I hope everyone has an amazing. What month is it? May.
It's gotta be May.
And the Wheel and Chill show will hopefully be back soon. Keep an eye on our socials. I assume the next thing we're going to do will be an OC season 2 episode. Oh, sorry, OC.
I am not watching the OC.
Sorry,
not happening.
The OA. Sorry, the OA. Season 2. But definitely we will keep you posted on that. And yeah, until next time, thank you everyone for being in the chat. And thanks to the Knights Who Say Chill for a great episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.